Okay, well, welcome everybody to the January 28th Committee of the Whole meeting for the Town of Conception Bay South Council. And we'll start this meeting with our safety moment. And I believe Deputy Mayor Goss, you are the safety moment this week.
Yes, this is my week to deliver a safety moment. So I was thinking about what would be appropriate. And we have Winterfest coming up, February 7th to the 15th, and winter has arrived. From what I understand, we've got more of it coming in the next day or two. So I decided to look up some safety ideas for outside winter activities. So I'm going to share some safety ideas for enjoying your outside winter activities. Participating in outdoor winter activities helps keep the whole family healthy. It's good for both your physical and mental health. But there are things to be careful of. Of course, always be mindful of temperature. And even if the temperature is minus 10, 12, 15, be mindful of the wind chill factor because that changes and makes it all the more cold. And children should not be playing outside if it falls below minus 25. So be mindful of temperature and wind chill factors. Always dress warmly. All winter activities require warm and dry clothing. Heat loss is particularly significant in children through their heads, so it's always nice to have a hat on. And to help prevent frostbite, dress in warm clothes, including a hat made of woven fibers such as wool. A few lighter layers protect the body better than one heavy garment. Try loose layers, such as an absorbent synthetic fiber next to your skin. Always wear a single pair of socks, either wool or wool blend. It's better than cotton, which offers no insulation if your feet get wet. Avoid extra thick socks as they can cause cold feet by restricting blood flow and circulation. And we always feel we need something to protect our neck. One of these long scarves are not always good, especially for kids. It's better to wear a tube type kind of scarf. Less risk for someone to get hooked on something if they're playing. And I'm speaking to children because children play on equipment and whatnot and could get hooked up. Boots that are dry but not too tight. Jackets that are zipped up. And hoods and jackets without drawstrings. Drawstrings are a safety hazard for children. So if you have them, it's probably best to remove them. Always be sure to protect your vulnerable areas, fingers, toes, ears, and nose. Get out of wet clothes and shoes as quickly as possible, as these are the biggest factors in frostbite. Drink plenty of fluids. Take frequent breaks from the cold to let bodies warm up. And despite seeing a bright sun, you should always use sunscreen, even on a cloudy day. So just some ideas for how to be safe in our outside winter activities. Thank you.
Not that you can't hear me, it's not recording, so I'll use the handheld. Next is the land acknowledgement. So the Town of Conception Bay South would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq Beothuk. We also respectfully acknowledge Labrador as the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Innu of Nitassinan, the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, and the Inuit of Nunatuavut. We strive for respectful partnerships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and reconciliation and honor this beautiful land together. Okay, next up is the adoption of the meeting agenda for tonight. Do I have that moved by Councillor Hardy, seconded by Councillor Barrett? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. And adoption of the meeting minutes from the last meeting 2 weeks ago. Somebody like to move them? Councillor Hillier, seconded by Councillor Connors. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. I got to slow down a little bit apparently, so that's fine. Yes. There we go. Okay, and next up, we have resolutions from Finance and Administration, and I believe Councillor Tilley, you're taking the lead tonight on that?
That is correct, Your Worship. Thank you very much. The first two items, 5A and 5B, are bylaws. So in keeping with the new Act, we have to just make sure that we are, I guess, on the same path as provincial government, so that we're just making some editorial changes. So 5A, it's the road reservation bylaw. Be it so resolved that the road reservation bylaw be adopted as presented. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Butler. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 5B, snow clearing bylaw. Be it so resolved that the snow clearing bylaw be adopted as presented. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hardy. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 5C, tax and other receivables. Adjustments, 250128, business tax adjustments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as follows, and they are so noted. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Hillier. Any discussion? Just want to note on these, we're not changing any of the actual content of any of these so far. They're just changing them over to a bylaw so that it meets the regulations that are set out in the new act by the province.
That is correct.
And if we do change any of the wording, that we would note that in the motion.
Yes, we will.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 5D, tax and other receivable adjustments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as follows. So noted.
We have a seconder. Councillor Moores. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 5E, business closure tax adjustment policy. Be it so resolved that the business closure tax adjustment policy be accepted as presented. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Hillier. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship. This policy gives staff the authority to deal with tax adjustments for routine business closures. That's provided all documentation is provided and adjustment requests adhere to current policy, and staff will be able to adjust these accounts as requested. And of course, staff will provide a monthly list of business closures to council for information purposes.
Yes, thank you, Councillor Tilley. Yeah, it makes it more efficient, and if anything needs to come, we'll get notice of that. Anything needs to come to us. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, yes, Councillor Barrett.
Just so I'm clear, so 5C, we had 7 adjustments based on business closure. So hypothetically, should this pass, we don't need to do public motions for this anymore? Yeah, correct. Okay.
Correct.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll get the update in a report that falls within the guidelines. Yep, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
5F, order for 53 Greeleytown Road. Be it so resolved that the order issued on 53 Greeleytown Road under the Municipalities Act 1999 and the Waste Disposal and Property Regulations ordering the removal of all miscellaneous debris, wrecked vehicles, and wood situated on the property be rescinded. So moved.
We have a seconder. Deputy Mayor Goss. Discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, the property owner has abided by the conditions and we are rescinding the order.
Any further discussion? That's good to hear. Thank you, Councillor Tilley. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And that is it from the world of finance administration.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Tilly. Planning and Development, and I believe Councillor Hillier, you're taking the lead here tonight?
Yes, Your Worship, we've got a couple of items coming forward or being dealt with tonight to bring forward next week. First one, White Hill Pond Quarry. Be it so resolved that in accordance with sections 10.7 and 10.27 of the town's development regulations, application number COM-24-118 be received on October 3rd, 2024 to develop a sand and gravel quarry southeast of Peacekeepers Way and north of White Hill Pond, accessed via Granny Till Road, be approved. So moved.
Do we have a seconder to that motion? Councillor Hardy, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, this is, we've seen this resolution or this file come forward at a couple of our planning committee meetings. Really what they're asking, this quarry has been in operation for some time without proper permitting. So really what's happening here, we're asking that, or we're bringing this forward to provide a permit for this to continue. And I know personally, I've been vocal at some times concerning potential quarries. In this case, this one has been ongoing for some time without any concerns to our knowledge. So as a result, I'll be supporting this motion.
Any further discussion on this application? None other? I just wanted to follow up and say, yeah, I always have great concerns. I share them with Councillor Hillier with regards to quarries and operations, and this one is an unusual scenario because it falls within the town boundaries. So we normally end up getting FYIs from stuff that's going on in St. John's that's bordering our boundary, and we can put submissions in, but we don't get a say. We get a say on this one. So the province has already approved this. That's one key point. And the regulations regarding the oversight and the remediation and all those things fall under the purview of the province. And they've issued those conditions out in length to the people that have made the application. So it comes down to us whether we're going to issue a permit to allow them to do what the province basically already said they can do. It's not a new quarry, like Councillor Hillier said. That makes a difference for me. I'd hate to see the quarry expanded. I'm not sure that that's the case, although it does seem to be a little bit further west in its scope from what the mapping I've seen. Not a lot, but a little bit. It doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. And I know we had a submission from, I believe, from Keep, outlining concerns, and the province had the same submission back in April. And they looked at those concerns, and there's a couple in there that I think that maybe as a council we'll follow up with regards to the road and so forth, just to ensure that the province has an eye to it if this does go ahead. The other thing about quarries is they don't mean a lot of money to the town of CBS, unfortunately. It's a $500 annual permit, I think, and not a whole lot of commercial tax from the operation of a quarry. But having said that, I'm going to do something different than I would normally do, and I am going to support it because it has been in operation. I think we've been told 20 years or more, and yeah, so it's, even beyond that. So it's not new. I think this is a new operator, and I think they're looking to make everything as legal as possible, I suppose, and which is good. I commend them on that. So, any further discussion on this one?
I think it's the some of the same owners. It's just under a new corporation name, and that it's not going to be an extension, which you've already mentioned. And it's a big thing is just putting it to the right person who's going to be managing the quarry. It's still going to be the same materials that they did excavate from the area before.
Did you have anything to close up with? You're good? Okay, so all in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
There we go. And our second one for this evening, Your Worship, to 2703 and 2707 Topsail Road, rezoning request. Be it so resolved that upon payment of a non-refundable processing fee and a deposit, and in accordance with Section 14 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, the town undertake public and stakeholder consultation with respect to proposed rezoning of 2303 and 2307 Topsail Road from the residential medium density R2 and residential mixed R3 to the commercial general C2 zone, and to replace auto body repair shop with automotive repair shop in the commercial Main Street C1 and commercial general C2 zones. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Tilley, discussion?
Your Worship, this motion has two parts. First of all, there's been a request to rezone a piece of property that is currently being used as a garage, car sales, automotive repair facility, and it's currently operating in a residential medium density, residential mixed density, and they're asking to rezone it to commercial general, which would be the zone that those activities would fit best. And in the meantime, as a result of that request, we're suggesting that we clean up some language in our regulations, or in our bylaws, to change from the term auto body repair shop to automotive repair shop, and that would coincide with the rezoning process. So really, we're piggybacking on the rezoning request.
Any other discussion on this one? Okay. No, okay, it's a good chance to clean up that language a bit and move forward with that. Okay, no further comments. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you.
That's it from us, Your Worship.
Okay, thank you. And next one up is procurement. Deputy Mayor, is that you?
Yep, that's me this
Good.
evening.
Thank you.
We got two items here. The first one is expression of interest, mobile food truck opportunities. Be it so resolved that the town proceed to call an expression of interest for mobile food truck opportunities for the year of 2025. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? Council Connors, discussion?
This is just an expression of interest for food truck operators for some of our, like the community park, Topsail Beach, and events this summer.
Good. Anyone else? Hope we get lots of applications on that one.
Yeah,
It was
that
great
would-
to have a food truck down at
absolutely.
Topsail Beach this past year.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And the next one, 10B, is request for proposals, fireworks technician services for 2025. Be it so resolved that the town proceed to call a request for proposals for fireworks technician services for special events for the year 2025. Funds for this expense are available in the 2025 operating budget. So moved.
We have a seconder. Councillor Moores, discussion?
And this is just as it reads, a request for proposal for fireworks for our Canada Day event and our New Year's Eve event. Then that's it.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And that's it for procurement today.
Okay, I don't see anything else on the agenda for today, so I'll call for a motion for adjournment. Moved by Councillor Tilley, seconded by Councillor Butler. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you. We'll be back in a week with our public